Welcome again to the Melling Law YouTube channel. This is one of our videos for existing clients, so if you've had a will or trust done by us, this video today is about what changes you want to look for to make sure that your estate plan is still up to date. It's January. We'll probably repost this every January just to get you thinking about some of the changes that have happened in the last year, see whether your plan is still effective. The big one is family structure. Obviously, if you're divorced or remarried or thinking about remarrying, or your spouse has passed away, that's a big change to the family structure itself, and you're going to want to have your estate plan reviewed. Now, changes to your more extended family structure, your children passing away or becoming disabled or remarrying or divorcing, most properly drafted estate plans account for those types of changes potentially, but you will want to make sure that your plan does in fact account for those changes. So reread your documents in light of the new family situation and see whether or not it's still going to accomplish your goals. If you have any questions, you can always ask us, obviously. Another change is disability. So if one of your trustees, whether it's you and a spouse, or one of your successor trustees, the person who is supposed to take over if you were to pass away or become incapacitated, if someone's developed dementia or Alzheimer's or simply going to be out of the country for an extended period of time, we might want to make some changes to the documents or to who your trustees might be, or get documents in place to get the person who no longer can sign for the trust removed from that, so that you can still manage your own affairs without any kind of legal encumbrances, because sometimes it takes time, maybe even a few months, to just get doctors to sign off on some of that paperwork. Changes in asset structure are a big one too. If you have in your estate plan a lot of specific bequests, so things like rather than, I want a certain percentage of my total estate to go to different types of people, instead of that, saying something like, I want my house to go to this person, but everything else to go to other people. Or I want my business to go to this person and everything else to go to these people. If we're having those kind of specific bequests in your estate plan, and that asset is no longer part of your estate plan, then we might want to reevaluate how your estate is distributed. Now, once again, a properly drafted estate plan should account for that, but it's always good to double check. Finally, changes in income. Let's say you are working when your trust was in place, you and your spouse were more comfortable financially, and maybe now it's just down to Social Security, or maybe your income has drastically increased. Let us take a look at your estate plan in light of your new income situation and make sure that your needs are being met in the long term and that we're planning for the future, minimizing any kind of tax implications if there's been an increase. And then finally, changes in law are really one of the largest components there, especially in the last 30 years. We've seen so many different changes in estate tax law. The estate taxes, the exemptions were such even 10 years ago that most middle-class families, if one spouse passed away, the other spouse would have to sell a lot of the assets just to pay the taxes. That's not the case under current law here in January of 2017, but you never know. So if there's another change in estate tax law, or in some of the types of documents that we're generally using, like the Power of Attorney Act was just updated last year. In 2009, we updated the Health Care Directives. And this year, there are talks of potentially adding transfer on death deeds to estate plans in Utah. So whatever those changes may be, try to keep up on those, and obviously reach out if you have any questions, and I will do my best to reach out to you if there are any changes. And that's it. So look for changes in your family dynamics, disability, asset structure, income structure, and changes in law. And review it once a year. Reread your documents in the light of the new changes that you've had in your life. And let us know if you have any questions. Thanks.